Sports on Tap is brought to you by the Joe Wright Group with Dobie Real Estate, Jason Stiltner at Flagstar Bank, Time Out with Steven Scott, presented by Baldman Entertainment.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
We are tonight's entertainment.
We're here to fuck shit up.
Sports the way it should be. Nothing sugar-coated, we loaded with all the information you wanted. From legends to prospects, nothing's off limits. Chris and Joe be taking on all topics with no stopping. They keep it rolling and going and ball hopping at a rate that's hard stopping. With news that's jaw dropping, they getting it in. Sports Center competition, man, they in it to win. This ain't a fluke, from Carolina to Duke, from MSU to Michigan. You'll know if you listening, if you ain't, you missing it. All the excitement, they shock like a thundercloud and ride with lightning. Get it together, you know ain't nobody better. Bring heat than cold weather. You better put on a sweater, you better just let it go and all come and attack. Sit back, relax, let's tell them it's on tap.
We'll do it live. Fuck it.
Welcome to Sports on Tap. I'm Chris Scott, alongside Joe Waddell and Frank Dragata. Boys, how are we?
Good.
Yeah,
doing good.
Yeah, good.
It's good.
It's good. It's good. It's good. All right, man. It's good to hear.
Yeah.
So, let me just get into it. We got to get this first weekend of it. We may as well just dive right in.
We're gonna dive into the Paxton Lynch conversation.
We're gonna dive into the Paxton Lynch conversation.
We have a conversation that we need to fill you in on. And it quite possibly, and I'm going to be the one to say this, it quite possibly could be the world's worst sports take, at least in the last 2 years.
See, that's hard to judge that simply because there are people like Skip Bayless and people and Colin Cowherd and idiots like that
and Stephen
out
A.
there. So it's very hard to.
But how much of their stuff is just to get clicks, and how much of it's believed?
Well, maybe
because this was, like I explained to Joe, this was half believed. But the fact that it was believed at all is a problem.
See, now I thought you were either trolling.
Oh no,
because of him being an ex-Michigan guy.
Honestly,
Donald Patterson.
I thought he was just fucking baked.
I
swear to God.
Chris thinks no matter what I do, I'm just high.
Just anytime you say anything remotely just questionable, he's just like, he's fucking stoned.
I thought he was just baked, and I was like, yeah, all right, man.
The sad part is 99% of the time when Chris thinks I'm high, I'm not.
You're not.
But I'm just an idiot.
I'm gonna one of those times I'm gonna be fucking right. It's gonna happen.
You're gonna be right one of those times, and for me, I thought you were either trolling,
no,
or I'm not gonna lie, it did kind of cross my mind. Maybe you were stoned, but then also I thought
it's a safe assumption.
But
now that the whole hindsight being 2020 thing, like that was a safe assumption.
I also thought that you have adopted. Since we kind of made you the anti-Michigan guy, you've kind of adopted that, even though you weren't really the anti-Michigan guy, and you kind of come out with anti-Michigan rhetoric.
Yeah.
So I kind of thought it was a lot of that, but come to find out when you text me on the side, it was not that at all.
No, and to set up the before section of
so
it.
tell everybody what we're talking about here, because at this point they have no fucking clue.
Right. So we're talking about the USFL. This weekend they kicked off, and all three of us happened to be watching parts of the Michigan Panthers game. And as we are watching, I'm watching independently, I'm noticing that Shea Patterson is just as bad as I remembered at Michigan. So, like I said, half tongue-in-cheek, half very, very serious. I was like, this guy's not even the best quarterback on his fucking team. What I did not know at that point is that when I ran out to grab lunch, the other guy actually played. and his stat line was 1-1-1, meaning one fumble, one interception, and one completed pass for 1 yard.
Yeah.
That's impressive. Honestly, that's incredibly impressive.
And did he have any rushes? I did not see that part.
He had 4 rushes
Okay.
for 17 yards, something like that.
Oh, okay. So he was their best running back.
No, because his yards per average were actually less than Patterson's yards per rush.
Okay. See, I didn't pay attention to the scrambling aspect of things.
I when you said that, and I shared literally, I took a screenshot of the box score at that point, and I went, "What?"
You sent it, and I was like, "Yep, those are the stats." But like, are you watching this thing? Like, are you watching the game right now? Because I am, and Shea Patterson's fucking terrible.
It was,
and the argument for me was not that Shea Patterson was not.
Joe is just like, "Yep, he's still not.
He's
the
not good
worst on his team.
He's not good.
He's not good, but he's not Paxton Lynch bad."
Right.
Like, I feel like a lot of us have these people. Joe, I know you've been this for me, and I have returned the favor to you. Sometimes your friends will say something stupid, and you'll just kind of walk them through it and allow them to keep insisting whatever dumb shit they said. That's exactly what they did to me this week.
Like, honestly, I think I would have. You know what I would have done? And he said that during the show.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
exactly what I would have done.
Yep.
Oh, 100% dead eyes.
Just dead face.
Yep.
It's dead eyes.
100%.
That's,
That absolutely would have happened.
I'm not gonna lie. I dead-eyed the phone.
It was deserved.
I looked at that take and I went, "No."
And like I said, I was trying to figure out at one point why it was a conversation. I was like, why are we even talking? Like, it was a tongue-in-cheek comment that was just kind of like, this guy's not even the best on his fucking team. Not realizing that the other guy had actually played
and was really bad.
Right. And then I see the stat line. I'm like, okay, 1 yard. Okay, so he got in for up. I didn't realize he played.
Yeah. His QBR was 1.7.
Oh, see, I saw it at 1.1. So 1.7 is an improvement.
Hey.
Maybe it went down from when I shared that. It was, and I just, it was it's one of your worst takes ever. I'm not
there's
gonna lie.
no doubt about that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's like I said, it's why I didn't even group text it.
Which is why I thought you were like trolling.
No.
I thought you were just trying to like just put out conversation, just be kind of like that anti-Michigan dick, you know what I mean? I thought you were just being
in
that
all
guy.
honesty, like I've been getting into collecting cards again.
Yeah.
So I was putting away some cards, sleeving some of them up, just kind of getting a couple things posted on eBay just to get rid of some of the ones that I have no interest in. And I had the game on. And I was like, oh, I'll get lunch and then I'll be right back. And I came back and they're like, well, should Paxton Lynch go in after half? And I'm like, well, if this is a conversation, he's got to be at least equally as bad as Shea Patterson.
Nope.
Which leads me to why the fuck were they asking if he should even go back in?
That would be my question, actually. That would be my question, actually. But that to me was one of the funniest
Oh, yeah.
takes.
Oh, 100%.
Like,
and I don't
it
blame
was-
either one of you for thinking I was high at that moment.
And I almost texted Chris on the side and was like, "Tell me he's not being like he's doing this on purpose,
Yeah.
right?" But I didn't. And then you texted me on the side yesterday and was like, "So."
So I realized the part of things I didn't realize before I opened my mouth. You know when people tell you know the whole story before you start talking about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
Nice.
And you're right. The whole when your friends know
Yeah.
you're wrong,
Oh, yeah.
or like when you know your friend's wrong, and you kind of just grab him by the hand and you're like, all right, well let's walk down this path
like,
here.
come on.
come on.
You think he's not the worst?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, let's
go.
Let's have this walk. Come on, let's have this walk. Let's just keep walking with me, and then you're gonna walk right into that wall that I know you're gonna walk into,
Right.
and I'm gonna watch you walk into it. So let's go.
The downfall is it took me 24 hours almost to realize that I had walked into a wall. I'm
love
just
it.
watching ESPN and they got the replay or the highlights, and I'm like, oh,
Oh, when did that happen?
oh, he got it. Okay.
Oh,
Oh. Oh. That's not good.
that's not good.
And then you realize,
Oh.
yeah. And then you realize, oh, I'm a fucking idiot.
In that moment, I was like,
I think that was the moment you text me on the side. Was
yeah.
like,
I was
so
like, yeah. So I fucked up.
so what had happened?
What
was-
had happened was, oh man,
And that's why I was like, I have to defend myself in the fact that I was partially kidding. I just wasn't aware of how much I was kidding or wasn't kidding in that conversation.
Oh man. All right.
So
that-
yeah, that was Frank's
That was-
a dumbass this weekend.
that was.
it happens.
I feel
It
like
does
that-
happen. It happens. It is what it is. But you had to know that I was going to give you
Oh,
some
no
shit about
doubt.
it.
But it's why I texted you yesterday, because I was like, okay, if we're going to go into it, like, we've got to know the whole story going into talking about it.
You're like, I'm going to let you know ahead of time that I know I fucked up on this take.
I'm a dipshit, but like, I'm only half of a dipshit because the other half was sarcasm.
I just picture you, Chris. Just this.
I looked at kind of like you. I looked at the phone. I'm like, all right.
It's got to
Literally, that's what I did. I'm like, all right.
When you give your phone that look, though, it does have to make Lady Friend feel better. Because she has said in the past that you give her that look as well occasionally.
So when you give the look to your phone,
right? She knows that. Hey, is probably Frank, and he's an idiot. So, like, hey, he says done stuff too, and gets that look.
Oh, believe me, I'm sure he's given that look to the phone when I've said shit too.
Can confirm.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I didn't realize I was giving that phone the look, but yeah, I've done that too. Then.
So other than that debacle,
Yeah.
the rest of the USFL, like, what did you like about it? What did you hate about it?
That was my favorite part of it.
I mean, that's fair.
You wanted a highlight. There you go.
It was my personal favorite part of it. No, it's interesting. So, I mean, I guess I'll give you my take as being the football fucking like fanatic, right?
That's kind of what I went to you first.
Yeah. So, like, I enjoyed it as a football fanatic. I liked seeing football, right? I like seeing football whenever it's being played. I'll if they brought back the Arena League and put it on TV where I could watch it, I would fucking watch it. If they had that the fan control league, on like if I could find it on channel, I'd fucking watch it. It's football. I have changed my stance on whether another football league can make it or not, and for the simple reason of there's not enough money behind these leagues for them to make it, and this league is not going to make it, and I don't think the XFL is going to come back and make it because they don't have enough money backing. You need money backing to be able to do some of the things you need to do to make a league like that work. You need to be able to recruit the talent, the younger talent that the NFL doesn't want right now. Like, you need to be able to pay players to come out early from college that want to earn money before they go to the NFL.
Right.
You need that money in order to make it as an alternative to the NFL, as another football league.
But isn't the NFL backing this league? Or somewhat backing this league? They have interest in this league?
Partially, but not enough to put money into it for them to have players go there before they go to the NFL. Like, they're kind of associated with it, but not in a, like, we're going to help you succeed. More of a, like, we're going to try to make a little money off you and be associated with you a little bit. We'll help you out a little bit. But stay right where you're at. You're not going to really rise and gain anything.
Right.
Keep just good enough relationship where you can poach the guys if you want somebody and not get sued for it.
Exactly. And it's one of those things where you need to be able to poach some good talent. Mm-hmm. And if you don't have billions behind you to be able to do that, you're not going to make it as an alternative football league. Right. The NFL is king. The NFL is God. Mm-hmm. Like, you're not going to... People are going to watch it, and they're going to go, yeah, none of these guys would ever make it to the NFL. I'm going to watch a couple games, but that's it. You're not going to really go to games. You're not going to get fans to games. You're not going to get – the viewership for this was down drastically.
Dude, you saw the stands on Sunday. I mean, granted, it was Easter Sunday, but –
the stands the night before were packed, but the next day for all those games, it was a ghost town.
I think I could count on two hands how many people were at the Michigan game.
I think – the way this could work is if they're able to just stay afloat. Some of these players can maybe make a name for themselves or whatever, and it'll be just a muddling league. But I think if the NFL was smart, they would use this league and keep it afloat. Yeah. And like Major League Baseball does with minor league baseball, try things out that you want to bring to the NFL eventually.
Right. So they're doing that with the XFL.
Which I think they are kind of doing that.
Yeah.
They're going to do that with the XFL.
They've announced
but
it.
But it's like those kind of things can help this along and help these leagues survive. That aspect I like. I like the drone camera.
Yeah, I thought
think
that was
that's
the drum camera
I
was
think that's
cool.
cool as shit.
I like that you can hear the play calls.
I agree.
I thought that was cool. Even the shit on the sideline, I thought it was pretty cool.
I
see,
would have
the-
liked like an HBO Max version of that.
That'd be great.
where it's just raw.
Oh, that would-
Don't censor it.
that
Don't
would
have
be
your
great.
finger on the mute button.
I do like the fact you can hear more on the field
Yeah.
chatter. You can hear more of the defensive play calls, the offensive play calls. You can hear the players talking to each other, pointing out coverages and pointing out blocking schemes. And I enjoyed that part of it as well. There's things I really enjoyed about it, but for the overall aspect, it was aight.
So obviously, like you guys both know my stance on both of these leagues. Just football that's not NFL or college, and I think just played right into my stance on it. It's just the NFL is such a behemoth that I don't care what you do. These leagues aren't going to work. They're just not. I don't care even if you put the money in, like you were talking about. I don't think it's going to work because me and Frank were talking before the show. And with the NFL being as big as it is, I think people they like that. The NFL is special. You know, it's you get your 18 weeks a year or whatever, and then it's done. You recharge, and your team does whatever it does in the offseason. And then you have this other league, and you know it's not top-notch football, and you're just kind of like, this is garbage. I don't want to watch this. There's so many more things that I could watch besides subpar football. And frankly, that's what it is. It's subpar football, in my opinion. So you can put all the money you want behind it, and that's all well and good. I just don't think there's not a thirst for that. There's just not, and that's why I think all these leagues will fail.
So the way that I believe it could succeed is the way that I told you guys before. It's the money aspect, being able to recruit. So players can't go to the NFL without they have to 3 years in college before they can go, right? If they had money behind these leagues and said, 1 year in college you can come, we'll give you a 2-year contract. You could get guys like, I don't know, maybe guys like C.J. Stroud or I can't think of any, but some of these guys that maybe want to get paid right away, and then after 2 years in that league, they go to the NFL. They know that that's their next stepping stone. They don't care about the education, right? They want to go make some money and then go to the NFL, make their game better, go to the NFL.
But now you have to look at it now with these guys in college with the NIL deals. Like they might be making more in college than they would if they went to this league.
Yes, but they could also make that advertising money, and if you had that big money backing behind these leagues and were able to pay these players decent amounts, you could then get the viewership, and it would all money makes money, right? So if you could pay these players and they could get advertising deals, then they're making double that. So in college, they're just making the NIL money, and they're playing in college. If they don't care about the education and you can pay them a good salary, they can get an advertising deal and go play professional football for a couple of years and then go to the NFL. That would work. Or the other way that I said before this is, and I've said this all along, if the NFL adopted one of these leagues as their minor league. Like they're kind of sort of doing with the XFL, but not fully committing to it. Like if they were to, and kind of with the USFL too, but if they were to commit with these lower leagues and say these would be the minor league NFL teams, whereas the practice squad for Buffalo, for the Raiders, for Cleveland would be playing on these teams, and would be working on their game, and then you could get to see them on your team come spring training, and you can see how they work their way up, and you could watch some of your younger guys for your teams that you're a fan of. That would work. That would make a league like this work better than what they're trying now. Because you're right. At this point, it's literally just subpar football. That's all it is.
But I think even with what you're talking about, I still think it would be subpar football. And it's in the springtime when there's so much other shit going on, man.
Yeah.
It's like who's going to want to spend their money to watch? Well, again, even if they do it the way you're talking about, they're still going to look at it as subpar football. And not to mention with these kids, you're trying to get them into like a semi-pro league, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. But I think a lot of these guys, especially if they're making that NIL money, like I think they like that college lifestyle, man. They're the big men on campus. They can do whatever the fuck they want, and then they leave early, and then now you got to be an adult, Like now you have to be a man or whatever to hope somebody's in the NFL is like, yeah, I'm going to take this guy. In college, you can do whatever the fuck you want, and they're going to cover that shit up. As much trouble as you can get into, they're going to cover that shit up because you're a stud. So I don't see a lot of these guys from college. If that were allowed, I honestly wouldn't see a lot of them doing that.
That's where we differ.
And that's fair.
Because I think there's a big number. I think this is where we can agree. Is there's a big number of college athletes that don't care about the education.
Oh God, I think the majority of them
right,
don't fucking
exactly.
care
They
about
don't give a shit about it, right? So I think a lot of them would go down that path, and that's where we differ. Is so we agree on they don't really care about the education. Your thought is they would stay based on the fact that the big man on campus, they're looked at as gods almost, and they're worshipped on campus.
They are though.
And see, and I think you could end up being the big man in the small league as well, and you could be outstanding there. You could make money by being paid to be in the league. You could make money by your advertisements. You could possibly get more advertising dollars by being in a semi-professional league rather than you can in college. I think there would be a good amount that would take that path if the money was there. But at this point, we won't know because the money's not there behind these leagues. It's like poor people are starting these leagues and they don't have any money behind
But
them.
are you going to be more recognized?
Vince McMahon was poor.
Well, I mean, but he didn't want to put his money into the league, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he was all about keeping the money separate from WWE.
So you mentioned C.J. Stroud. Do you think he'd be more recognized, say, as like a Houston Gambler or as Ohio State's quarterback? He's going to be more recognized as Ohio State's quarterback. He just is. Period.
But what happens if players of that caliber are playing in the USFL? Do they get the eyes?
Well, see, a guy like C.J. Stroud would be the face of the USFL.
Right. But it still wouldn't have the traction that college football has. It just doesn't.
I think it could if the money was there.
I don't know, man. College football is a behemoth.
Because right now we're talking about a league USFL where they just had their first week and it's like nobody fucking cares really. Right. They have 1.2 million viewers for all the games total.
Right.
Like not even just one game.
Right.
All of them. So in that sense, yes, I agree. He's definitely more recognized at Ohio State than he would be in this USFL. I'm talking about a USFL that has the money, that puts teams in cities, that has arena contract or has contracts with stadiums, that has the financial backing, that has the marketing, that has all that and can be established as a league that has top talent coming to it because they can afford to pay the top talent and say, come here, we'll pay you this. We'll get you we'll get you this marketing. That's a different league than the USFL we're talking about right now.
I still don't think that can overcome what college football is, because college football is a behemoth. Not quite the NFL level, but it's right behind it. It's right on the coattails of the NFL. So for me, I just don't see how another league is going to overcome both of these fucking leagues. They're never going to overcome the NFL ever.
No.
And
no,
frankly,
nobody's touching that.
And I don't see how because there's such a thirst for college football. Like, I think there's more of a fandom for college football personally than the NFL. I do. And I just don't see how you overcome that. I don't. Yeah. But I mean, if they're gonna do it the way you talked about. Give it a legitimate shot like that.
The problem is they're not going to.
I know they're not.
And that's a problem.
So it's gonna fail. It's as simple as that.
Disastrously.
It's gonna fail.
I go back to the first suggestion you threw out, Joe, when it came to the USFL and college guys going up there and all of that. The name that comes to mind with that is Burrow from a couple years ago. When he leaves Ohio State and he goes to LSU, you're almost saying like if the option of going to a USFL was there, players, not necessarily him in that position, but somebody like that may choose to go to the USFL and then go pro from there rather than transferring to an LSU and going on from there.
Yeah. Well, and you see the transfer portal is fucking packed.
Oh, it's
now,
crazy,
right?
yeah.
I mean, it's free agency for college football.
Oh, yeah.
right?
In year 5 seniors, it's free agency.
See, and some of that talent that maybe had a sketchy past, doesn't get into doesn't get into a school they want to get into or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe if they had that route where it was more of an established money-driven league, not the USFL we see now, maybe they, instead of just joining the portal and trying to transfer schools, maybe they seek out that option where, all right, this league, how much are you going to pay me? And you could poach some talent and get some talent to come to this league and make this league more legit. I could see that happening as well. Whereas instead of just joining the transfer portal, you decide to, all right, I'm not getting my shot on in this school. I feel like I was railroader or whatever. I mean, I'm gonna go this route, and you go that route, and maybe that's the route you think you can take to get to the NFL, rather than transferring schools or going through the transfer portal and doing all that. But again, we won't know that because none of these leagues will do that because they don't have that financial backing.
Right.
Because again, like I said, for some reason, poor people start these fucking leagues. We need someone with billions of dollars to start one of these fucking leagues and have the capital behind these teams
and
to be
put
able to
the billions into it.
right.
And that's what it's going to take. But I still maintain it. Even if you do that, I still don't think it's gonna. I still think it would fail. I do.
It wouldn't be an easy road by any means.
No.
I think you're going to see. I think you'll see a 2-year situation with the USFL. I don't think it'll last only one. I think they'll force it into a second year, but I think that and the XFL after the XFL's first year probably go away again.
Yeah, I don't see them lasting. I just don't. Did I enjoy aspects of it?
Yeah.
I did. I enjoyed aspects of it. We talked about it. I enjoyed some of the camera angles, the drone cam, and some of the. And you guys said it with hearing the on the field stuff.
Yeah, I thought
I enjoyed aspects of it. Not enough for me to make it appointment viewing, like I said in the group text. Like it's not appointment viewing. If I'm home, I'll put it on. Mm-hmm. It'll be background noise. It'll be, I'll look at it here and there. I'll be doing other things. I won't sit down to just watch one of these USFL games. Like, it's just not going to happen.
No.
And I'm a huge fucking football
You are,
fan.
and that's basically what I did this entire weekend. I was on his background. I was like, all right, I paid attention to some of it, but the majority of the time I was just kind of like, all right.
Even the game you definitely didn't pay attention to. I wasn't really.
I paid attention with the exception of the amount of time I needed to.
Right. Exactly.
I wasn't even really paying attention to that game because it was on. I was at my mom's house with my daughter for Easter.
Yeah.
And I wasn't paying attention to it.
No.
One, I have a 4-year-old that wants my attention every 30 seconds.
Right.
And two, we were eating dinner and doing Easter stuff. So I was half quarter watching it. I tuned in here and there, but I mean, I wasn't zoned in on I gotta wait. Hold on, this next play's happening.
I feel like though once I said whatever it was I said, that's exactly how he was watching the game.
No, actually,
he was just zoned. He was like, okay.
Actually, it was
Frank said something stupid. Now I'm going to pay attention to everything going on, so I could just make him look so fucking stupid now.
Actually, no, your text did that by itself. No, what it was, honestly, truthfully, after that text is when dinner was almost ready. So after that text happened, I got up and we went and sat down and ate dinner. And then your text came through and said something about, wait, maybe I was wrong or something like that.
Yeah, when the second half rolled around and he actually looked competent for a few throws.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't know what had happened there.
Yeah.
And I almost texted in. I almost texted you guys and was like, what did I miss? I'm eating dinner. But I would just let it go. I was like, I don't even know what happened. I don't really care. But no, it was almost the opposite. I was watching more before your text than afterwards, truthfully.
I was just fucking with you anyways.
No.
I know you don't care about the dumb shit I say that much. But no, there was a period of time in the second half. It was right after Michigan had scored their touchdown where he came out and he looked
competent.
Yeah. I didn't want to say he looked great, but he looked like he knew what the hell he was doing out there.
See, well, and that just goes to show you, I missed that part of it because I still think he was just kind of.
Well, he was.
He just wasn't as Paxton Lynch.
He just got lucky on a couple throws, probably.
Gotcha.
But it still wasn't pretty. It was just, there was a little bit of gold in the shit.
It wasn't pretty. It just wasn't as ugly.
Yes.
It wasn't quite Paxton Lynch. So it was slightly better than that. So
and go fucking figure. I say it about the one guy in the league who's got NFL experience who's actually played in an NFL game, and I'm like,
and
of course.
And now you know why he doesn't play in the NFL anymore.
But in honesty, I said it as a joke before the show. But does he get run out of this league faster than he did the NFL?
I mean, if he plays like that, yeah.
He lasted an entire season in the NFL.
Well, speaking of dude who got ran out of the league, that running back that got cut for wanting pizza over chicken salad. Wait, I tried to read into this, and I'm just like, wait, what the hell happened here?
So apparently, you can get cut from the USFL if you don't like chicken salad.
Well, I don't think it was.
No, I know.
Is that the problem,
No.
or was it? Is that going to be a problem? Yes.
Yeah. So
Like saying yes to that question, I felt like was the issue.
So the joking behind this is you can get cut from the USFL for literally disliking chicken salad.
Right.
What really happened?
Or preferring pizza.
Or
one of the
preferring
two.
pizza.
Right.
Yeah. One of those two things.
I mean, yeah.
If you're a sane human being and you prefer pizza over chicken salad, you could get cut.
So basically, everybody could get cut from the USFL
Yeah.
because who wouldn't choose a pizza over chicken salad?
Well, I said, if you're
and
sane.
and I like chicken salad, but I'd still choose the fucking pizza every day of the week.
Yes.
No, so the legit reason behind it is there's a clause, there's rules in the USFL for all these teams.
At least one of the football leagues has rules.
Yeah, right.
So the NFL has rules. Don't
Don't gamble.
Don't smoke weed. Don't gamble. You can beat your wife and your kids.
Yeah.
It's fine.
If you're going to beat your kids, though, don't use a stick off the tree.
Yeah, like it's just, I mean, even then, it's you only get a couple games.
Yeah.
But if you gamble, you're gone for the whole season. Or if you smoke weed, you're gone for like your career.
I wonder if they would have gave him the full year, though, if instead of using the Hard Rock thing, he used DraftKings because of their partnership with the NFL.
I think he did use DraftKings, didn't he?
I thought he used the Hard Rock app.
I thought he used.
No, it was DraftKings.
Was it
Yes!
DraftKings? I thought maybe
That's what makes me more even angry
You got a
about
part-
it. It's like,
like-
dude.
That's exactly what you want guys to do.
Yeah, he's supporting the league.
And if you're smart advertising, you give him 1 game suspension, and
Right.
then you let DraftKings do the NIL with him because now he's going to be the most synonymous name with DraftKings.
So the rules in the USFL, apparently there's part of the rules is you can be fired and let go for disrespect to coaches, players, your teammates, hotel staff, team staff. Like you can, like if you're rude, inconsiderate, or if you're just a piece of shit, an asshole, you can be let go for that. Whereas
Which one of those things does wanting pizza over chicken salad fall under?
in this scenario, I think it's just completely blown out of proportion. I think the coach was completely wrong. I think this whole scenario was wrong. What they took as the disrespect was the guy basically said, this all we have is chicken salad or whatever, and the player Davion Smith or whatever his name. So he says, well, I don't like chicken salad. Do you have anything else? I saw a guy with pizza. Can I get a slice of pizza? And the guy said, no. Is that going to be a problem? And Davion Smith goes, yes. Basically saying, yes, I don't like chicken. I can't eat chicken salad. I'm not going to eat chicken salad. I need something else
I'm
to eat.
either going to not eat or eat a piece
So
of pizza.
it's not like he goes, yeah, motherfucker, that's going to be a fucking problem.
Right,
Fuck you.
right.
I mean, he literally just said, the guy said, is that going to be a problem? He goes, yes. And then he turned around and walked away. That's the account of what happened. I really want to hear the account from the guy who was the chicken salad vendor. Like I want to, like the guy who was trying to give him the chicken. I want to hear that argument. Like I want to know how he took this to the league and went, guys, remember that rule?
Yeah.
Rule number 46 where you're not allowed to be disrespectful? Does that include the chicken salad guy? Because I'm the chicken salad guy, and this guy fucking disrespected me and said he didn't like chicken salad and wanted pizza, and he said yes.
Well, I saw on the Twitter.com that
on the Twitter.
like
Is that like the MLB?
yes,
It's on Facebook.
the coach or whatever they or the organization put out a statement that it wasn't that during his previous time there he had violated like 3 rules or something like that.
Okay.
But they didn't
He
make
probably
anything
put
specific.
fucking pineapple on it. That's probably the problem.
I
He
mean,
put
I
pineapple on the
get pissed
pizza.
about that too.
Yep.
But apparently he violated 3 rules. But again, they didn't specify like what rules. So Davion Smith went back at him. He's like, "Well, what rules did I violate? You know, tell me exactly what I did to deserve to get cut." And they never answered him. So there's something not stirring the Kool-Aid with this.
It doesn't sit right with me, and I'm with you on this one. So watching the interaction, so they had the interaction.
Yeah, I saw the
on
interaction.
Oh, I watched the
I
video.
saw that. Yeah.
The coach interaction where he lets him go. In that interaction, he clearly comes across to me like a guy who was like thrown off by like, wait a second,
He
I
had no
didn't-
idea why he was in that room.
He's
to
like,
begin with.
I wasn't disrespectful. I literally just said yes, it was going to be a problem because I don't like chicken. I need something else to eat. And then when the coach says it doesn't matter to me, it's done, it's over with. Like he literally puts his face down in his hands, like he's completely, like he's almost devastated.
Yeah.
Like he's like, shit, I'm fucking let go for this. This is unbelievable. I didn't fucking do anything. That interaction struck me as a guy that he didn't strike me as a guy that was like being a fucking asshole to people. You know what I mean? Now, could I be wrong? Could be. But to me, that just struck me as a guy that was like, fuck, man, what the fuck happened here? Like, I don't even understand what's going on here. All I said was it was gonna be a problem that I don't like chicken salad. Like, it was, and for them to then afterwards come out and say he violated other rules.
Yeah.
Well, then why wasn't that talked about in that meeting? Because all that was said in that meeting was,
Well, that was a part of the statement on the Twitter.com as well. Is
you're gonna keep doing it.
I mean, 100%. Because they said the video, the show that they're doing for this league, they said,
Yeah.
oh, that was all edited out and blah blah blah. I'm like, come on, dude. Like,
Then show us the raw footage then.
Show us. And honestly, why would they edit that out?
Exactly.
Like, for
They're
what?
going to edit it out just so they want to purposely make it look like you fired a guy just for disliking chicken salad. Like, they're going to purposely do that. Come on, man. Come on.
No.
It's very odd to me. The whole scenario is just odd to me.
It's something's definitely off about that. And
To me, it strikes me as it's a coach wanting to be a hard ass just to make a statement, and he chose the one player who did one thing that he might have been able to use.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, you were disrespectful to that guy when he said you couldn't get a piece of pizza, and you said yes, it was going to be a problem." Well, I think you're stretching that a little bit, but if that's the hill you're going to die on, bro, that's ridiculous.
that is ridiculous.
From watching that video, that coach was very much a guy who did not believe the words he was saying. That coach was sitting there like, yep, I'm sorry, man. Yep, that's why we're going to let you go, though. Like, I don't believe it either, but I got to do this. So
it was very odd.
Yeah.
Very, very fucking odd, man. You're firing a guy for not liking chicken salad.
Yeah.
In the end. Like, that's...
if that's in the NFL, I have a feeling it's like New York Times front page the next day.
And if that's disrespect by saying, when somebody says you can only have chicken salad, is that going to be a problem? And you don't like chicken salad, if you say yes, it's going to be a problem, and then you turn around and walk away, like
Boom, insubordination.
That's disrespectful. Jesus Christ, I'm the most disrespectful son of a bitch on the planet then, because I'm kind of a real fucking asshole most times.
You manage people at work? Do you manage people at work?
No.
Bring in chicken salad. Offer it. They say no, fire them.
Well, speaking of people at work, okay, this doesn't have anything to do with sports, but did you guys hear about this shit? Did you hear about the guy who won $450,000 in a lawsuit against his work?
I did for the birthday party.
Yeah, for
As a matter of fact, I did.
For getting thrown a birthday party, and because he told them ahead of time, I don't want a birthday party, I have anxiety, I don't want a birthday party. They threw him a birthday party at work. He had a nervous breakdown, had an anxiety attack, and then had a problem at work. They ended up letting him go because of his problems at work, and then he won the lawsuit against the company for $450,000 because they threw him a birthday party.
That's just called having good friends.
I don't even know what to say.
If I was like, hey guys, I don't want a birthday party, there's 100% chance my friends are throwing me a birthday party because I don't want it.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Like, if you don't want one, just don't mention your birthday.
or be more adamant, like, hey, no joke, I could go fucking PTSD psycho on you if you throw me a birthday party.
Right.
Like,
Or inform them of that.
Like, let them know you have that big of a fucking anxiety problem.
Right.
Like, do not fucking throw me a birthday. Like, if I see candles, I'm gonna dive underneath the desk like I'm in a war, and it's gonna be fucking off the chains. Do not do it.
Yeah. Like, I'm not a person who enjoys my birthday. I don't care for it.
Same.
People at work, they don't know my birth. Like, there's probably 3 people at my work who know when my birthday is. If you don't want a party, you don't want people to acknowledge it, don't tell them. It's that simple.
It is pretty simple. But yeah, it was just really odd to me.
I got nothing to say about this because I think it's just that fucking stupid.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
It's just
all
right, man.
But it was.
On a side
it's
note-
on the level of dumb of getting let go for saying you don't like chicken salad. It's on that level.
It's
of dumb.
this country. It's dumb shit every fucking day.
I
It's
have a
just
great
kinda
idea,
like,
though.
That's true.
At some point, you just get to the point. It's like, all right, man. Like,
Yeah.
Do you guys want to come work with me and throw a birthday party, and then we can sue the company?
Yes.
Get rich. Boom.
Yes, I can fake PTSD.
I mean, it might be a problem because we're recording this,
I mean,
but
I actually,
other than that,
I actually do have anxiety. So like, if I it wouldn't even be faking an anxiety attack. It would just be recalling some of my actual anxiety attacks.
I was gonna say you guys are very well aware that it's not hard to get my anxiety to act up. So just go for it.
I mean, I've never really had anxiety over being thrown a birthday party before, but anyway, there's that. Just the level of dumb shit that happens, man.
But spot on. It's this stupid country.
Yes, it truly is. But it's something different every day.
It really is.
Every day.
It's the reason every day I say I hate society even more.
Yep.
I can't stand it.
Every day.
And when I say it's the country, it's not the country. It's the people in the country. Like, yes.
Yes.
But I agree 100% with what you were saying there.
Idiocracy in real time, baby.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of the country too. It's not just the people.
Well-
it's the country. It's the country that's.
Bunch of dum-dums.
Yeah. This is gonna.
We're tempting him too much right now.
I'm gonna turn my mic off.
Not to change topic, but to change topic. Can you hear yourself this week?
I can.
Oh,
yeah,
that's good.
It's better. Yeah.
That's good.
That's good.
That's
Good.
good. It's good.
It's good.
You know what else is good?
What else is good?
Yeah.
Jason Stiltner and Flagstar Bank.
You know that's right. If you're in the market for a new home or looking to renovate your existing one, give my guy Jason Stiltner at Flagstar Bank a call today at 248-752-3631. Jason is a specialist in first-time and new construction home buyers as well as renovation lending. Flagstar also offers many down payment assistance programs, including $5,000 in Flagstar gift money. Again, give my guy Jason Stiltner from Flagstar Bank a call today at 248-752-3631 and get the excellent service you deserve. Flagstar Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC, NMLS number 27546. There you go. I don't have my bell. There you go.
Where'd your bell go?
I don't know, man. I lost
How'd you
it.
lose your bell?
I don't know. I lost it. It's gone.
It's behind your computer.
Oh, that's why I can't.
Yep,
I
it
can't,
is. It's
I can't
right-
fucking see it.
That's your own fault.
It's in between my computer and your computer.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. I'm not gonna stand up and get it for you, but it's there.
No, I don't
absolutely
blame you.
not.
I don't want you to do that. So
Yeah.
we're all set here.
Walk all the way around. put his computer screen down, grab the bell, move it, and walk all the way back. That would have been amazing if you did it.
Honestly, that would have been pretty sweet if you would have done that. That would have been pretty funny.
Yeah. No.
All right,
Not
let's
gonna do that.
let's set up this AFC draft stuff.
We're gonna talk AFC draft.
Yes, we're gonna start out with the AFC North. Woohoo! Yeah,
All right.
we're looking at the Baltimore Ravens. We're gonna start out with them.
The Baltimore Ravens.
Baltimore
And they
Ravens.
have. Let's see, what pick did they have?
They have the 14th pick.
Okay. So who do you guys have them taking?
I have them going defense because that's just what Baltimore's built on. They've always been a defense first team. I think they're gonna go like either D line, like edge rusher type thing, or possibly corner. I would say, God, because they had so many injuries to their team last year, especially in the secondary. So honestly, I think those guys coming back healthy. I think they're gonna go defensive line. I think they're gonna go edge rusher.
I could definitely see him going edge. I'm kind of lockstep with you on there. There's one way I see them not going edge, and that's if like a guy like Jordan Davis is still there.
Right.
And that's I could if he falls to them there, which I'll be honest with you, I don't see him falling that far. I really like Jordan Davis. I don't see him falling that far, but if he does, I can see them taking a guy like Jordan Davis because that's just the type of pick that Baltimore and Pittsburgh make, right? I mean, those two teams for some reason always get in the middle of the first round gems that fall to them, and they're just you see as soon as they draft that guy. You instantly, and I know we've done this before during the drafts, like they draft a guy, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, and you're like,
That's
man,
a Raven.
I
That's a Steeler.
should have fucking known that guy, he fits them.
And do you know why those teams draft those guys?
Culture.
Because they're fucking competent.
Yep, culture.
The perfect example of that, TJ Watt.
Yep,
That's a Steeler.
Yep.
100% a Steeler.
yep.
Like
In all reality, his
could not
brother
agree
should have
more.
been too.
fair enough.
I could not agree more.
that dude is a Steeler 100%.
But yeah, as far as that goes, I can see them going edge. I can see them going with a guy like Jermaine Johnson if he's there. But yeah, the one that kind of sticks out to me is if he's there, I could see them pouncing all over Jordan Davis. What about you, Frank?
I agree with everything you guys just said on the defensive side of the ball. The only thing that I want to throw into it is if they really, really believe in Lamar as much as it's out there that they do, you got to give that dude some help. And they don't have a marquee wide receiver.
I think they just released Miles Boykin, didn't they?
Okay.
Well, I mean, what? No, that's one of the guys they tried to get to help him, and he didn't pan out.
But
I mean, that's
was it Hollywood Brown too? Same thing. Like
as good as they are at
that guy has the talent to be so good.
Yeah.
And it's just like, dude, you drop way too many passes that you should catch.
You know who he reminds me of, and it drives me nuts? It's Will Fuller.
Yeah.
Incredibly fast.
But Will Fuller just couldn't stay healthy either, though.
Yeah, but he's also got questionable hands.
Drops.
When he does
Dropsies.
stay healthy. But yeah, I look at them and go, if you really believe in him that much, you need to give him some help. And you're kind of in a nice spot in this draft where at 14, it wouldn't be totally irresponsible to maybe jump on a wide receiver. But they do have holes that they need to fill. And defensively, everything you guys just said is spot on with them. They're just a defensive powerhouse most of the time.
Yep. Next up, the Bungles, Cincinnati Bungles.
Yeah, they're picking 31, right?
Yes, they are. This one's easy for me. I think they finally go O-line this year.
Yeah.
You saw it. That last play of the Super Bowl. That summed up right there. Like, if your line could have blocked, you probably win that game.
It's very possible, yeah.
Like, it was wide open by like 10 yards.
Based on my answer the last year when we did this and what I said about the Cincinnati Bengals.
I think we all thought they were going to go O-line.
Yeah, I have nothing. They know better than I do. Whatever they do is smarter than what I'm going to say.
Yeah. I mean they proved us all wrong last year.
Right, they did.
So looking at it for me, I think if the right O lineman is there, they'll go O line because I'm with you, Chris. I think they have to take that position
They need it.
if the guy is there for them, right? So if a guy like Tyler Linderbaum is there out of Iowa, right? If he's there, I think he's one of the guys that could get them to take the O lineman there. But in a lot of drafts, he doesn't fall to them, and in a lot of drafts, you're looking at the best available players at that point in the draft being defensive side of the ball. So I could definitely see them going corner or safety at that position as well, depending on who's there.
Yeah.
If the right O lineman falls to them, yes. If the O lineman doesn't fall to them, I could see them going the complete opposite of that, not going defensive line, going defensive backfield like corner or safety.
Yeah.
Like a Michigan guy like Daxton Hill.
There you go.
Yeah, maybe Andrew Booth out of Clemson.
Andrew Booth.
Somewhere along those lines.
Right.
But I think if Linderbaum, somebody like that falls to them, they're definitely going offensive line.
Okay.
My opinion.
All right. I actually am in agreement with you. I do think they will go offensive line, though. I do. Since your Browns don't have a pick in the first round.
Nope.
Let's go to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And
21.
21?
20.
20.
Yes.
All right.
The Pittsburgh Steelers.
Chris, you want to lead this one off again? Because I actually have I have a little bit of a surprise here for you.
Oh, do you now?
A little bit.
Honestly,
of who I think they're taking.
I think the Steelers do what they always do. I think they go defense. I really do. I think they should go offensive line, personally, but I think they're going to go defense and build up that. Get back to being a superior defense. I think their defense was solid this past year. I don't think it was great by any means.
Right.
But I think they want to get back to that level of what a Steelers defense is supposed to be. So I think they go probably D-line, something like that. Try to get guys to either run stuff or a guy who can get after the quarterback.
I agree with you in what you think they should do.
Yeah.
Because I'm lockstep in what I think they should do. I think they should do that right there. They should continue to draft to their to their strength, right? I mean that they we just talked about it. Baltimore and Pittsburgh draft guys to their strength all the time.
Yeah.
I think this is the year where they don't do that and they make a mistake.
Really?
I think they take Malik Willis.
Oh, good Lord.
I was just gonna say, I think you have a situation.
I mean, he's gonna be gone by then. The Lions are taking him at 2.
I got a different guy. I think.
I know. I can't wait to hear that. I'm looking forward to that.
I think Pittsburgh's going to be in a situation where they're going to have their draft board with their positions of need, and they're going to take the top guy at whatever position of need has the most value right there. And I think you're going to end up with a quarterback.
Yep. I think the guy for them right there is Malik Willis. I think that's where he goes in this draft. I think that's the first quarterback off the board, and I think it happens at that pick right there at 20. I think it's Malik Willis.
I can see that. All right, moving on to
I think it's a mistake.
I do too.
But,
All right, let's move on to the AFC East. And start off with my Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo.
Yeah.
They have 25?
They do.
25?
Yes. All right. For me, it's I don't know. Like I kind of want them to go defense. I want them to have. I think their defense is solid as it is, but I want that defense to just be absolutely stacked, especially in the secondary.
See, you and I are lockstep in the way we would build a football team, truthfully.
I think they're going to go corner here. I do because Tre'Davious White is coming back off his ACL, and I think they want to get another stud corner. I can honestly see them trying to trade up to do this.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think it's going to happen, but I could see them doing it.
I could see them trying to trade up. I could see that. I think they go. So they have a couple of needs, right?
They do, like corner, wide out, and running. They just signed Duke Johnson, so I'm not. I don't.
But I mean, does Duke Johnson really solve their running back situation though? I mean, listen. He was on the Browns. I've seen him play.
Right,
he was on the Texans.
Yeah.
He's not the solution to your running back room. I mean, to me, your better solution to your running back room was already on your roster.
No, I agree with you.
So
to me, that comes down to an offensive line problem.
I agree with that. They need a corner, and in all honesty, I think they could use a good wide receiver.
Yeah, like somebody opposite Diggs.
Yep.
Okay.
And so I look at it. I think maybe if a guy like Andrew Booth is there, I like him there for them. I think another one that is really, it's a really, to me it stands out as it could be a really great pick for them if he drops to them is Chris Olave.
Oh yeah,
out of
That's
Ohio
the
State.
name that
If he falls to them at 25,
I would love that there.
That would be a phenomenal pick for them if he's able to fall. to them.
If they don't go defense, I would
Yep.
love that pick right there.
Yep.
Absolutely would love it.
So a couple of the guys that possibly could be with them there is Trent McDuffie out of Washington, cornerback, and let's see who else is around that area that I could see them taking. Kyer Elam, if he's there, I could see them taking him at corner. I think that would be a little bit of a riskier pick. Some of the other cornerbacks I named are a little bit better in my opinion, but. The one that stands out to me would be really a kind of a splash would be as if Olave falls to them.
If Olave falls to them again, if they don't go defense, I'm down with that pick.
Yeah.
I dig it. I would absolutely dig it if they.
The key to me in a first round of a draft is you want a guy that's automatically going to make you better now.
Right.
Right. I mean, you're not necessarily drafting a first round draft pick for, a project. You don't want him to pan out in a couple years. You want it to be a guy that's going to help you now. And I think that pick right there would help them drastically now. That would be a great pick. Be a splash pick.
I'd be okay with it. Since the Dolphins don't have a first-round pick, we'll move on to the New England Patriots.
England.
Yes.
England. They have, pick 21?
They do. Yes.
Okay.
I don't know, with the Patriots, it's always difficult. You never know what the hell they're going to do.
They could fucking do anything.
They gotta go defense.
I mean, their main needs are on defense.
I agree with you, yes.
So they need linebacker. They need a corner.
Yep.
But they also need some O-line help.
Yeah.
So
I think they go corner here, honestly.
Yeah.
I do.
who do you see them taking?
Maybe like Andrew Booth if he falls to them.
Okay.
I could see that.
Okay.
That's a guy that would help them because they obviously need they need help just defensively. Period. They need help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daxton Hill's the guy that I got that's intriguing to me at that spot.
So there's a few that stand out to me. One of them is Daxton Hill. He's kind of a Belichick looking player,
Right.
right? I mean, Nakobe Dean would bolster that linebacker crew instantly. I'm a huge Nakobe Dean fan. I think he's one of the steals in this draft. I think whoever gets him is going to get one of the better players in this first round, in my opinion.
They have him going to New England on one of CBS's drafts.
Another guy, Andrew Booth, if he's there, I think I could see them taking him. New England doesn't go for splash picks, other than like last year you saw them trade up for Mac Jones, and it was kind of splashy, but not like it was kind of also telegraphed almost. Like everyone kind of knew that was going to be their guy. So whoever it is going to be a guy that you're just going to be like, all right, kind of like we talked with Pittsburgh and Baltimore, right? Like, okay, that's a Patriot.
Right.
That fits, right? Maybe even a guy like Devin Lloyd, linebacker out of Utah.
A couple
right?
of years ago, that Chase Winovich pick like kind of solidified that whole thing for me.
Yep.
Was just like, they're just New England's a bunch of guys who go in there and say, hey, that's the guy we need. Not we need this spot. We need that's the guy we need.
Yep.
And that's what they pick a person. They don't pick based on his position.
Yep. And they pick a person that fits their team, their needs on the field,
right,
and their scheme. Right, like they don't just draft based on the talent, right? They're drafting based on a lot of criteria that they narrow down to a couple of individual players, and that's what makes those franchises work, though.
Yeah,
that's why they're successful.
No offense to the guy, I honestly know nothing about him, but you look at a guy like Sauce, that's not the type of pick a team like that's going to make.
No,
that's great. He might be as good as he says he is. They're more focused on the guy who might be 2 or 3 spots lower, but they know what he is.
Well, and Sauce will be gone by the time they pick.
But I'm saying like somebody who's out there trying to raise their draft stock and stuff like that's not the type of player they're going to go after.
That's not their guy.
Moving on to a team. Honestly, I frankly hate talking about because I think we've talked about this team way too fucking much over the course of
JETS.
Yes, over the course of our 72 episodes or how many ever it is.
We do talk about the Jets a lot.
We do. I don't know why. Far too much.
Love talking about the Jets.
Well,
they have 2
So
picks.
we talked about them a lot because I hated their fucking head coach for the longest time. With a fucking passion did I hate that man.
Yeah.
Since then, I don't know why we talked about them any more than we have any other team. But, now we'll talk about their 2 draft picks
4 and 10.
that they'll inevitably fuck up.
Yeah.
Or they will just draft the right player and fuck them up themselves, and then they'll go somewhere else. So they have pick 4
and 10.
Yes.
Dude, there's so many pieces that they need. It's just like, honestly, throw a bunch of positions in a hat and then pick one. Go with that.
I think one of them is going to be a receiver. I don't know which one of the picks. One of those picks has got to be a receiver.
I also feel it will be a receiver because you have to give that freaking
kid with the hot mouth,
that midget of a quarterback they got somebody to throw to.
Yeah,
and I think they're going to go defense as well. Probably a rush type player.
I think
like edge.
I think they go defense with that first that number 4 overall pick because to me what stands out to me, and not like the Jets do right things all the time, right? But what stands out to me is the guys at the top of this draft. So there's no, let's just get out of the way. There's no transcendent generational talent in this draft.
Nope.
Right now,
at least doesn't appear to be.
Right. Nobody stands out. Right. So at the end of the day, could somebody from this draft go on to be a Hall of Famer or something? Yes, of course they could. But when it comes down to it, this is one of the weaker drafts I've seen in many years.
Yes.
At the top. So the top 10 picks, you're not seeing transcendent generational talent. You're seeing guys that you're like, man, any one of these guys could go 1 through 10.
Or like any other one of these drafts, they're going like lower rounds or probably second round.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're looking at it, guys like at the top of this draft like Aiden Hutchinson, right? By all accounts, he's got a high floor, but not a high ceiling. You know what I mean? Like
pretty
he's
much know what you're getting.
Yeah, he's not a guy that you're looking at. Nobody really is saying he's going to be a fucking Hall of Famer. They're saying he's going to be a solid player for you. That's a guy that might go number 1 overall. They're just looking at him going, he's going to be a solid player for you. For he's going to be a 7 to 10 year player for you. Going to be solid. At the number 1 overall pick, don't you want a guy who possibly can make the Hall of Fame, who you're talking about as being a generational talent? I mean, fuck. But when you're looking at this, the top of this draft is mostly defensive guys that stand out.
Right.
Out of the weak draft, it's defensive guys that stand out at the top of this one. So I think in that first pick, number 4, they go defense. And I think you're both right. That second pick, I think they go with a wide receiver because at that point in time, you're still going to have, by all accounts, this draft is deep at wide receiver.
Yeah. So
Right.
you're going to have
a pick of the top few guys you want at 10.
Yep.
You get your top defensive player you want at 4, and then you get your wide receiver at
But you
10.
know the Jets are going to be dum-dums and go wide receiver first.
Right. I'm speaking as if
Right.
like the Jets will do something right.
Right.
But we know they won't.
I see them going Sauce. I brought the guy up with the last pick. This is the one I see going.
I could see them doing
them
if he's
taking
there.
Sauce
You know
at
who
4.
else I could see them taking if he's there? Thibodeau.
Yeah.
I can see them taking Thibodeau. if
One
he's
of
there.
those two will be the
'Cause
4 pick.
He's flashy. He's
New York.
He's the guy that
He was the guy for the last year.
if you were to say there's a guy that could be a generational talent, could pan out to be that way, by all accounts, Thibodeau's kind of the guy.
Right.
Sauce is the other one, right? I mean, if there's a couple guys that stand out that maybe could hit
Right.
that, it's those guys that maybe could hit that. It's definitely it's not a can't miss for any of these guys.
Right.
But those guys are flashy. I could see them taking those guys. They fit the New York mold, right? They're flashy. They'll sell jerseys. They'll you know what I mean? Like they get that flash appeal.
Right.
So
I don't know. It's the Jets.
Yeah.
They'll probably fuck it up.
They will.
Doesn't matter.
They will.
Let's go to another organization.
It's
that
inevitable.
will definitely fuck it up. Is the Houston Texans?
And they pick one pick before them
Yes.
at number 3. And do they have any more in the first round or no? They don't. do
I
they?
think they just have number 3.
Yeah, they just have the 3rd overall pick.
13.
Oh, they got 13 too.
They do?
Oh, sweet. Good for them. Oh, they'll fuck those up too. I'll pick a quarter from your Browns.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They had to be Deshaun. No.
Yes, actually it was.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it was actually.
There you go.
Yep, that was because Cleveland had the 13th overall
Now,
pick.
like the
and-
biggest needs, I don't know.
O-line.
A new franchise. I don't know.
O-line.
yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm then, I take O-line with both picks, but they're not going to do that.
But Lovie Smith's a defensive guy.
Yep.
So I think the first pick, I think they're going to go defense. I do.
I think they should go O-line. I'm with Frank on
Yeah,
this
I
one.
think they should.
Do I think they will?
Right.
I think if a guy like Evan Neal's there and they pass up on him, which is a mistake Houston would make.
Oh, no doubt.
I think it's a mistake because I think he's a guy that you need to draft there. I don't necessarily think they'll do it because they're Houston.
I just look at what Mills was able to accomplish, even though it wasn't pretty last year. If you give that guy a little bit more time, maybe he's a little bit more than a feasible quarterback. And by putting some linemen in front of him, that's what you'll get.
Yeah. I there's 2 linemen I would take at that pick if I'm them. It's Ike Mekwanu and then Evan Neal. And both those guys stand out to me as an offensive lineman I would want at the top of that draft if you're a team that needs an offensive lineman. Those guys stand out to me.
I'm really hoping Jacksonville takes Ikwanamu or whatever the fucking guy's name is.
Yeah. Ekwanu.
Squidward.
Ekwanu.
Yeah, him.
Doesn't work here anymore anyway.
Doesn't work here anymore anyway.
Who we got up next? We got the Indianapolis Colts. They are up next in the this.
And they don't have a first round pick.
Do they not have a first round
They
pick?
do not have a first round
All right
pick.
then.
Nope.
I missed that one. My bad, guys. Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
This is like 8 teams that
winning
are
it.
picking in the first round. That's it.
Let's go with Frank's Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jacksonville.
Jesus.
Who I just
So
told
they have the number 1 overall pick, and that's it, right?
Ikwanamu or whatever the fucking dude's name is.
Yeah, I mean, so for me, I'm going to say their need is offensive line. They need to protect their number 1 draft pick last year.
Yeah. Like,
It sucks for them.
you
that-
have your franchise quarterback.
right. By all accounts, that's your franchise quarterback, right? You drafted him last year to be your franchise quarterback, so you have to protect him.
And you have paid guys to be receivers this year.
Yes.
Way too much money. But
Yeah,
yes.
that's why I worded it that way. I'm not saying it was a good move. I'm not saying you got yourself even number 2 receiver. You paid guys to be your receivers for this year.
Yes.
You drafted a running back. You drafted a quarterback. you owe it to that entire offense now to go offensive line.
Yep.
But who
So-
do I think they'll go?
Yeah. What should they do? So I'm going to give you what they should do, and then you guys can do that. What should they do? They should draft offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
It's either Ekwonu or Neal, in my opinion.
Protect your franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
What do I think
now,
they'll do?
Now, what will they do? What do you think they'll actually do?
They'll go Thibodeau. I think they draft number 1, 100%.
I think they'll go Walker.
I think they take Hutchinson.
There you go.
Yeah.
I could see all three of those. I could absolutely see.
You know, you named
Everything that I have been reading this past week has Jacksonville taking what they're calling a surprise number 1 pick. And Walker is just climbing up every single board.
He is, and I don't understand why.
And neither do I.
And I look at him. What do you have? 9 sacks in 3 seasons on a
He's
on
a
defense.
nice player. I'm not complaining about the guy, but he's not a top pick.
He's not a top 5 pick. He's not a top 10 pick. So you look at Trayvon
just
Walker.
had
He's
great
climbing
combine
up draft boards, right? And you're looking at it and you're going, this guy had 9 sacks in 3 seasons on one of the best defenses there is. Now, a lot of people will defend that and go, well, there are so many other good players around him. You know, you can't get those kind of stats when when everybody's good. But I mean, if everybody's good, you should have more than 9 sacks as a defensive lineman, right?
If I have the choice of whoever I want, and I can look at Georgia and go, I can pick any guy I want from there, I'm going Davis.
I agree. Like,
but
I'm also not going Davis number 1 overall.
Right.
But I
And
would
that's
take
what I'm
Davis
saying,
over
though.
Walker.
No offense to Walker, he's a fine player, but he's not a number 1 overall pick. I just think that's what they'll do.
I think one of your teams does take Walker. You want to know who
You
I
think
think?
Lions are
you
doing
want to
it?
know who I think takes
You
Walker?
think the Lions are doing
Is that
it?
your
I think
surprise?
the Lions take
I
Walker.
wouldn't
at
doubt
number
it.
2.
I was just going to say, if Jacksonville don't,
You know
it could
why?
fall to Detroit.
You know why?
I don't. Tell me.
Mr. I would run through a wall for this coach, the coach that will make you run through a wall, the guy who's trying to change the culture for the Lions, right? The guy who wants character guys. I want a guy who's going to go full on for me. I like guys with this kind of character. That's who they're going to draft. And they're going to make the
It's
biggest
very possible.
they're going to make the biggest fucking mistake of this draft by drafting Trayvon Walker at number 2 overall, and he's not going to pan out to be worth a fucking shit. And that's why I can see them taking him. They're part of the buildup of this Trayvon Walker building up in the draft thing.
I think if you had a team like Baltimore and Pittsburgh, like we've been talking about them, if they go with somebody like Walker later in the draft as a piece for their defense and not the guy on their defense, they have the right mindset with him.
But these are smart organizations that
Right.
you're talking about.
The accounts that are going around right now are that Thibodeau doesn't fit. So this is what's
Yeah,
hilarious.
I saw that, yeah.
Thibodeau doesn't fit.
They don't want nothing to do with
what
Thibodeau,
the Lions
supposedly.
want to build on. What they wanted. He doesn't fit the Lions. The head coach. I think it was specifically said
Yeah,
the head coach
yeah, Dan Campbell
doesn't
said it,
like
yeah.
it.
He's like, no.
Right. So, but Trayvon Walker, by all accounts,
Yep.
is the type of player that the head coach for the Detroit Lions loves. So, this
I hope it happens.
I
I was going to say, under my breath, I just said, God, I hate that you're saying that, but God, I hate more that you're right.
If either him or Willis, I'll just laugh.
I'm telling you right now, I'm going on a limb.
I don't think it's going to be Willis.
I don't think it is either, but
I wanted them to put that out there. It just logically there is no reason for him to get picked that high.
So I'm going to make my pick. Next week, we're going to do the first round, right?
we are doing the first round next week.
So I'm going to make my Lions pick right now. You can write it down because I'm sticking with this one.
You're
The
going-
Detroit Lions at number 2
going
overall
Walker.
will select Trayvon Walker.
Okay.
I think you talked me into it, dude. I think I'm gonna go with you on this one. I think you talked me into it.
The Lions are talking themselves into it, and
Yeah.
that's what I love about it.
Right. Next up, the Tennessee Titans, the former Houston Oilers.
They have 26.
Yes. Yeah. I think they go wide receiver in this one. I think they have a solid offensive line. You can always use another guy. I get it, but I think they want to get another weapon for Tannehill so too.
They could need. Well, what they need is they could use a wide receiver. You're right. They could use an offensive lineman, which I think almost goes for every team. They can use offensive line help, right? But they really kind of need it. And then also they kind of need a running back behind Derrick Henry.
They do, but I think,
I don't see them drafting him in the first round.
No, that's why
But-
I don't think they're going to go running back in
Right.
the first round. That's why I think they're going to go wide receiver in the first round. Again, like they need another weapon for Tannehill to throw to.
Yep.
I think they failed so miserably with the Julio situation last year that
God,
they
that was
were
a dumpster fire.
That
Holy
was-
shit,
gonna
that
go
was
that was-
bad.
the total opposite way and drafting.
That
him,
was
like you said.
bad.
Yeah, I could see them taking a wide receiver in this spot. I think a guy like Jahan Dotson out of Penn State, and maybe Treylon Burks in that area. I could see them taking a wide receiver there for sure.
Okay.
Guy like Christian Watson out of North Dakota.
Moving on, AFC West. Since the Broncos don't have a first-round pick, we'll go to the Kansas City Chiefs. They have 29 and 30.
Yep. And so their needs, obviously, at this point, they need a wide receiver.
They do now.
They could draft a wide receiver, right?
Yep.
Edge rusher.
I think
Help on defense.
they gotta fix
cornerback.
that defense
Yeah, they
big
got to
time.
fix the defense. I
Yes.
agree. They have 2 back-to-back picks here. So what I see them doing is
They ain't keeping both of them.
Yeah. What I see them doing is I see them going. I mean, yeah, they could trade one of them.
I think they'll move one of them.
They could. If they keep them, I see them going defense one, offense other.
I see them going defense, both of them.
Yeah,
That defense is a disaster.
see, but their head coach is still.
He's an offensive guy. I get it.
Yeah, so
But I think
one of those picks is going to be a wide receiver.
But I think he sees that, dude, your defense let you down quite a bit.
Oh, it did.
Like,
It absolutely did.
That was one of your main things. Is
The other spot though that let them down is offensive line.
true. That's incredibly accurate as well. But I think it's your defense the past 2 seasons that has been kind of your Achilles heel. Like, because teams can walk into your building into Arrowhead and put points up at will. They can, and that's to me. I see them going defense both picks, but obviously I can see them going like offensive line and somewhere in the defense, probably secondary.
yeah.
Yeah.
I look at what CBS has lined up in one of their mock drafts, and it just makes total sense for me. That first pick, most likely getting traded out. I could see a team like New Orleans taking it on just because they do need a quarterback.
I did see a mock with that. I think I saw a mock with them trading with New Orleans for, was it Ritter?
Yeah, Ritter's the one that they end up having them take here. But depending on what
which would be a fucking
quarterbacks,
just a mistake.
depending on what quarterbacks are available, though, I could see a team like New Orleans
Right.
jumping in there and taking one.
Right.
You know, you were talking about clear-cut guys. When it comes to quarterbacks, most of these quarterbacks I think would be third-round guys at best.
In
for
other
most
drafts,
years.
yeah.
Yeah. But teams are so desperate right now to see if somebody can hit. Yeah, some of these guys are going to get taken in spots they have no business. I could totally see Kansas City flipping one of those picks, maybe picking up a second or a third round pick this year just to add that piece and getting themselves another first next year, the year after.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's very possible having two first-round picks gives you a lot of leeway
Yeah,
to be
you
able to
can
make
do some things
moves
like that.
Especially
sure.
back to back.
Yes.
Yep.
And since the Raiders don't have a first round pick,
Devontae Adams.
the last team in the
you.
AFC is the Los Angeles Superchargers.
The Chargers, they
Yes.
have 17 overall, right?
Yep.
And let's see, their needs.
The trenches.
So,
Big time.
yeah, actually both sides of the ball in the
Yeah.
trenches. And really, honestly, I could see them taking a wide receiver too.
I think they go offensive line. I think you have a franchise quarterback.
Yep.
You want to protect him.
Yep. And they drafted a good offensive lineman last year for that.
Yeah, so
They-
you get one more.
Yep.
So
Maybe a guy like Kenyon Green.
ding, ding, ding.
Yep.
I don't have my bell because you didn't bring it to me, so I can't ding it. Thank you, Frank.
Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly I think that's who they go with if he's obviously there. But
I could see them going with a guy like him. He stands out to me as a pick that would kind of fit them,
Yep.
fit that. Maybe even Zion Johnson out of Boston College. One surprising one for me is if they do decide to go wide receiver, and this name stands out as a surprise, as like a splash pick for a few teams in this area, would be Chris Olave. If this could be a team that could snatch him before your Buffalo Bill before he gets to your Buffalo Bills.
They just re-signed Williams though.
I know, but
still there.
Keenan's there, but again, his game hasn't.
It's been on a steady decline.
It's not drastic, but it's declining. He's not as explosive as he used to be. Mike Williams, they just re-signed him, but he hasn't really panned out to be the guy.
They paid him like he's gonna be the guy.
I think that was more of a panic signing
Really?
because he hasn't shown he can be the guy, even though they're paying him as the guy. I think that was more of a panic signing, truthfully.
I was banging on him last year.
Yeah.
I drafted him real high in the fantasy draft for our league just because I thought this was going to be the year where Allen went down to 2 and he went up to 1. It just never worked out that way.
There was a couple games where he looked like a 1, but then he would disappear for 2 or 3 games. Another guy that I could see fit in the offensive line mold there for them is like Trevor Penning, if they decide to go that route.
With everything that division's done, man, I don't disagree with anything you guys have said, but with everything that division's done, man, you got to get somebody who can get after the quarterback. You've got too many weapons in that division at quarterback.
You do, but again, you also have to keep your franchise quarterback upright,
Right.
which you saw last year they had some issues doing.
They did better than the year before, but not great.
Right.
Right. You know who always does great? You didn't have it up, did you?
I have it up.
Oh, good.
It's just not up.
I don't have the "that's what she said" button.
There you go.
I pray that's never what I hear if it goes up.
No, I sound drunk.
That's probably what you'd hear.
Nice.
Whether you're buying or selling your home, now is the time to take advantage of having the expertise of 4 real estate agents for the price of 1 on your side. Make the right move. Give the right group, the Joe Wright Group. Give Craig Joe Wright, Mike Bush, Shane Wilson, Alex DeRocher a call today. Phone number is 248-535-4750 to fulfill all your real estate needs.
Yeah, buddy.
Nicely done, sir. Good job.
Yeah.
Bing bong.
Not my best work.
Yeah.
No, it was good.
They can't all be winners.
You saying I'm a loser?
That's what happens when you. We'll do it live. Fuck it.
Exactly.
All right. So who's up next? Was that
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
All right. So next week
Like
we're
I
gonna
said,
do
we got
the
18s basically drafting in the first round this year.
There's a lot of double
Yeah.
picks in this. There's quite a few teams. I think there's more teams this year not picking in the first round than there has
There's a
been
lot
in
of
long
teams
time.
not picking in the first round this year.
So next week we're going to do the draft extravaganza
Yep.
on Tuesday. We're going to go through. We're going to do a full mock round.
Full mock first round, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Have we decided how we're going to do it? Frank, you mentioned that you wanted to
Yeah,
I'm oversee it.
I'm
and
not the draft guy, just because I obviously we both know that's your department, but I feel like Chris has more of an idea.
I would say Chris holds his own when it comes to talking about the draft,
and that's why I offered.
and so do you. I just don't think you give yourself enough credit for knowing.
Yeah, but if we're doing a ranking system here, like
I'm just gonna, whenever I hear that little that, because I know
Yeah.
you're gonna do it for every pick, whatever that ESPN thing is.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say player.
Player,
Is it
player.
position blank,
cornerback
player blank.
player? That's it. Yeah, right.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. You know what I thought about is we can't really pull it off, but it'd be really fun to do a live show during the draft and talk about the draft as it's happening.
Do a watch
That
along.
would be fun. It would be fun.
Why can't we do that?
I was gonna say, do you want to run a TV down here?
I mean,
I can put a TV down here and we can do it.
oh man.
We could literally do that.
I plan on sitting in front of a television doing nothing but watching the draft anyways. So
Let's talk about this after the show.
yeah, we'll discuss.
We'll discuss.
100%.
But that just popped in my head. It would be fun to do a live watch
I don't disagree with
show.
you. I think it'd be great.
So,
Yeah.
all right.
We'll discuss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we have, what do we have to drink today?
we have a little tequila.
All right. So
All right, motherfuckers, let's take a time out and taste this.
Let me get this guy away.
So yeah, Frank, you brought some tequila today
Yeah,
for us to taste.
We've done beer the last few weeks, so I figured we'll take
Well,
a step into my world now.
We've done beer every week so far. At least some.
We've only
kind
done
of,
it
some,
for a few weeks.
Yeah,
That's why I say
some
the last
kind
few
of
weeks.
beer.
But
Then I brought some zero sugar Dr Pepper to get the taste of this out of my mouth
I
afterwards.
got Pepsi in here because you know how much I'm looking forward to this.
I know.
I brought a little lime juice just in case anybody needed it. But yeah, I brought some of the Rocks tequila.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I figured that'd be an easier sell.
I'm interested now more than I was originally. The Rocks tequila.
Does nothing for me.
It intrigues me a little bit because I want to try it. I've heard good things about it.
Oh, good lord.
No, I'm not.
That's good.
I'm definitely not a drinker anymore, as we talked about. Stop! Stop!
Fine, Chris, you can have the little one.
Thanks, buddy.
You can pass the medium-sized one over to Joe.
Let me. Okay. I don't trust that we're not going to spill these.
You got it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't about to try to figure out how to send it over to you.
Yeah. we should get a pulley system.
Yeah, right?
Here, Joe.
It is- There you go. All right.
We
So
come
this
in
is
here one day, and Chris would have fucking laundry drying
Yeah.
on it.
so this is, what is this tequila called?
It is called Terramana.
Terramana. Okay.
This is the small batch Blanco.
Oh my lord.
Don't
I made-
smell it. What's wrong with you?
I'm a
come on
fucking
now.
idiot. I did. I smelled it. Oh god. Oh
It's
god.
got that nice little gasoline.
I'm actually gonna take the top off of my drink so I can actually
Yep.
get a big swig of my.
That's actually not a bad
And,
not a bad idea. I think I'm gonna do the same.
When I decide to participate in the festivities, this is my go-to.
All right,
Okay, are we ready?
boys.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers. Salute.
Cheers.
All right. Okay. I'm gonna I'm gonna tell you for a tequila, which I'm not really a tequila guy. That was careful.
It fucked Chris up.
Well, he's drunk. That's pretty smooth for a tequila. And again, not a tequila guy. It's a lot smoother than I anticipated.
It's definitely got that burn to it.
But
It's warm in my belly.
it's warm all the way down. I can feel it going. It's good. Actually.
It also helps a lot when it's on ice.
Yeah. That was surprising to me, actually. It was smoother than I anticipated.
They did a really
got-
nice job with it.
It's got a good flavor to it.
So I obviously hate tequila. Hate it.
Wait, what?
And I'm
The part of the conversation that we didn't fill people in on was when I told you guys you were drinking tequila, Chris was, I think, either trying to psych himself up
Right.
to actually participate or figuring out a way to back out.
now
Both.
being as I hate tequila, but I'm looking at this from how Frank looks at beer.
Yes.
And like a tequila drinker would love that.
Yes.
It's very smooth. It's not harsh. Like when you take a sip of it, like I didn't hate that. Like
Right.
if somebody offered me a shot of it at a bar or something like that, normally I would say, hell no, get the fuck away from me. Give me something else.
Yep.
This would just be a firm no.
No, this would be this. No, this one I would honestly I would think about it and I'd be like, yeah, the hell with it.
Every
Do
once
it.
in a while,
It's
do it.
not. It's not bad. It actually is really smooth.
Yep.
And on a scale of 5, and again, I'm not the most expert in tequila, but on a scale of 5 stars, I'd give it probably like a 3.9.
So for me, I'm gonna go 4-1.
Okay.
And that's because I don't like tequila.
Neither do I.
And yet I'm with you. If someone offered me a shot of tequila, normally, like this, let's do a shot of tequila, I'd be like, fuck no.
Yep.
Nope.
Yep.
If they said, let's do a shot of Terramana, I would go, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Because it was pretty smooth. The flavor's there. It wasn't just a shot of
That's
tequila
what I liked
where
about it.
I
The
went,
flavor of it. The flavor of it was like it wasn't that oh my god, like you're just tasting straight alcohol.
It wasn't
you know?
that kick in the junk
It wasn't.
tequila that you normally get,
Yeah.
right?
This was the exact reaction I was hoping you guys would have, especially with you. Just because of, I don't want to say you were dreading it, but how much you were not looking
Oh,
forward
I was
to
not
doing
looking forward to this at all.
Like the fact that you even went 3s surprised me. Because going into it, I fully expected Chris probably in the ones. Maybe
No,
the
because
twos,
I
depending
wanted
on
to
what
look
it
at
is.
it how you look at beer. I would
Right.
at least give it a fair shot. and be
Yeah.
like, okay.
Full disclosure, when we grade these beers, every week I could go, they're 0.0. Like, I fucking hate beer. But,
Right.
like, there's flavors to it and stuff, and I understand that. So I do. I respect that you could do that with tequila because a lot of people won't even be open to doing
Right.
that.
Well, and I can say to your credit, when we talked about it last week, is you grade the beers based on if you were a beer drinker,
exactly.
like,
Yeah.
like based on
That's literally how I tried to look at that.
right? And I'm with you here, and actually my grade kind of is based on the fact that it actually was impressive for
It
me
was tasty.
not being a tequila
You
drinker.
guys are grading it as two people who don't like tequila that I'm not going to say love this, but liked it enough to not
hate it.
I liked it enough that I would drink it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't think twice about drinking it again.
And it's one of the reasons why I wanted to bring this one in, just because when I say he did such a nice job, he really did a nice job with this.
Yep.
It's just it's the right flavor, the right taste, the right everything. And I backed it up with one of these cheap little lime drinks that you can get at any gas station. You mix the two of those and throw some ice in it, it is
Yeah.
a perfect margarita. You don't taste any of the tequila in it, but it's got just enough of it in it.
So you didn't give a grade. Obviously, you're the connoisseur.
I
here.
mean, we're literally talking every time I'm drinking, this is what I'm drinking. So, obviously,
this is your go-to now.
This has been my go-to for a while now.
wow.
And occasionally I go with the Pink Whitney. I don't know if either one of you have tried that yet.
I have not.
No.
It just looks like a bunch of carbonation that sits in your stomach.
It's
I love the way you describe.
there's no
things.
carbonation.
That's what I'm saying. That's what it looks like.
Right. But
It looks like, honestly, it looks like pink lemonade. Mm-hmm. That's what it looks like.
like
I've never even heard of this.
you've never heard of Pink Whitney?
No.
It
It's
is
the Spit and Chicklets guys.
Yeah.
It's what?
The Spit and Chicklets guys.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Whitney and Biz came out with their own vodka, and it's a pink lemonade flavored
From
vodka.
New Amsterdam.
Okay.
I have a bottle up in the cupboard. One week I will bring it.
That'll have to be one of our.
I
Taste
can bring
this.
it.
I'll try that.
Yeah.
I'll save it for the week we do it. But
Okay.
with this, I go solid 4 or 5.
That is remarkably fucking yummy. I'll have 3 more.
I don't want to be the guy who'd be like, it's a 5.
Yeah.
It's a fucking 5.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, your Casamigos, your stuff like that is definitely still much better. But for a $30 bottle, it's fucking great.
Yeah. That's,
I would try that.
Yeah.
I would do that again 100%.
I like it.
Yeah.
That segment was brought to you by Timeout with Steven Scott.
Thanks, boys.
Presented by Ballman Entertainment. And that was our Taste This segment.
Very tasty. One more thing I want to get to before we get out of here.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have watched this Lakers series that's been on HBO Max at all.
No.
I've watched 2 episodes. I haven't, so it hasn't absorbed me to the point where I've been watching other things.
Okay.
I will eventually make it back there because I do want to see the rest of it.
Yeah.
I'm kind of letting the episodes pile up a little bit.
I get it.
So I can kind of binge it.
Like we caught it, so we missed the last 2 episodes, so we caught up on it last night. So we're up, I think there's 7 episodes so far. Honestly, I think they've done a hell of a job with it. I think it's fantastic, and like the character, the people they got to play, Magic and Kareem and all these guys.
Yeah.
they look exactly, dude.
They're-
A lot of these guys are like spot. I was like, holy
They're
shit.
pretty damn good
They're pretty-
as far as lookalikes.
Right.
Yeah.
Like the guy
Yeah.
who plays Larry Bird, who's in the episode 7, looks just fucking like him.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
like-
he's clear also? Because Larry's not white. Larry's clear.
Yeah.
Fair.
He's pretty clear.
But this is, it looks
He-
just like him.
He does. It looks like a young Larry Bird.
It really absolutely does. And like the guy that I just found this out yesterday, the guy that plays like Norm Nixon, that's his kid.
Really?
In real life, yes. That's
No
his
shit.
kid. Yes.
Is that a compliment that you look like a young Larry Bird?
I don't think so.
No.
Because young Larry, great.
If-
He's an ugly fuck. But,
Yeah, if somebody looked at me and was like,
Yeah.
"You look like
Yeah.
a young Larry Bird," I'd be like,
But I
Well,
love
fuck you too.
yeah, that's not a thank you thing."
I love how they've shot this entire thing, like
Yeah.
the different camera like angles and like the different camera like views, I guess for lack of
Yeah.
a better term. I love how they've shot it, and the fact like Farrell was pissed that he didn't get to play Jerry Buss,
Yeah.
and it was like, dude, no, you don't look anything like him,
Yeah.
and so they got John C. Reilly to play him. I'm like, fucking looks just like him.
Right. Yeah. He does a good job in that role from what I've seen.
Oh, he's been
The
great.
first 2 episodes I saw were
Oh,
damn
he's
good.
been fantastic
It
in it
is
so
the
far.
fastest way to get me to not watch a show.
Yeah.
is to tell me that John C. Reilly's
But
in it.
but that's with me with Farrell. It's
Okay.
like I don't fucking I'm not a
See,
Will Ferrell fan.
I'm with you on the way they shot this. So they shoot it, and basically there's plenty of times where they break down that third wall.
Oh, absolutely.
and they
I love
talk
it.
directly to the camera,
fucking love it.
it's pretty uniquely shot. I like it. Yeah.
And like they'll go like normal camera style, like how it is now, and then they'll go
Yeah.
like to a camera style that was like back in like 1980.
Right.
I'm like, that's fucking
Yeah.
dope. I love how they do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I if you guys haven't seen it, and you have HBO Max, I do recommend checking it out. It's a very, very well done show. So from what I was told, they're gonna do.
Frank will not watch it.
Frank will not watch it, and that's fine.
The only John C. Reilly thing that I watch willingly is for Love of the Game, and that's because it's my guilty pleasure movie.
That's fair. But they're gonna do another season of it.
Yeah.
Obviously I think they got to do 3 seasons of it. They got to do the start of the dynasty,
Yeah.
the heyday of the dynasty,
middle,
and
and
then they got to do when the dynasty crumbles.
Yeah.
Like when the Pistons and shit start baiting them.
Yep.
And then they're talking about doing the Shaq and Kobe dynasty,
Ooh.
which I think would be sweet too.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Too soon.
I don't think it's too soon because that dynasty was early 2000s.
Still, like, Shaq is all over TV. Kobe, especially with Kobe just dying a couple years ago, I just look at it and go, you wait 10 more years and let the next generation figure out how to appreciate those guys. That would be perfect. Doing it now, I just look at it as a little bit too early. But, I mean, if they do it, it's obviously going to.
I mean,
I mean, I'd watch the
like,
shit.
shit,
I'd watch
man,
the shit out
it's
of
been
it.
20 years since that dynasty happened.
Which is mind-boggling when you say that. Yeah.
Right?
Like it really is.
I almost just went, yeah, it was only 2000. Oh, fuck.
Oh yeah, it's been like
2004
20.
was
It's been like
20
almost
years
20.
ago.
Yeah. So I mean,
Right?
since the end of that dynasty, it's been almost 20 years.
It was 2004. Oh wait. Fuck.
So I personally, I don't think it's too soon.
But I felt the exact same way when Joe texted us about the Wings documentary with ESPN. I was like, no, it's too.
Nope. Yeah.
No.
Fuck, that was almost 30 years ago now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I
Yep.
said, if you have a chance, I do recommend watching it. And speaking of the Red Wings Avalanche documentary, God, I can't wait for that. That's gonna be sweet.
Yeah.
We've been saying it for how long we've been doing the
I
show.
know.
We're saying they need to do that.
And now ESPN is literally filming the interview segments of it with the people, and I'm fucking pumped.
And
I can't wait.
especially with ESPN having the NHL now, dude, they better market the shit out of that thing.
Yeah. Oh, they will.
I'm going to say the same
Absolutely
thing I've
will.
said the last few times. Just don't fuck it up, please.
I don't think they will. This is one thing they do well.
I'm with you on that one.
It's the one situation with hockey that I'm like uber protective of. If you're going to tell this story, tell it right.
But
tell it the way it needs to be told.
I want to know who's directing it.
That is a
That's-
really
well,
important part.
It
of
is.
A lot of these 30 for 30s don't have directors you've heard of.
No, and that's what I like about
Right.
that.
That's what I like about the fact that you get these up and coming directors that are like, I want to tackle this subject. And I'm
Yeah.
going to tackle it to the best of my ability. And that's what's so great about it is the directors are not like an ESPN employee.
Right.
They're a director who wants to direct this movie, and ESPN kind of just gets the rights to the 30 for 30.
and
or
they let them have
Yeah.
some leeway. Hey, do your thing,
Right.
Because ESPN knows that people love the 30 for 30s. So I think
And they have every reason to.
Yeah,
They,
'cause
they
they're-
are fantastic.
they're really good.
Yep.
I mean, I watched the one I was watching about 3 months ago. It was on the New York Islanders. If there's a hockey team I don't care about, it's the New York Islanders.
the guy that bought the Islanders with no money.
Yeah.
it's great.
And it was directed by the guy who plays E from Entourage. So it's just what you were saying. Like, that's not a director. That's just a fan who directed a documentary. If they take that approach, it can be done right, and it can be done really well.
Yep.
I just don't want to see them go in there and just have DMAC all over the thing. And like that's a really cool part of the story, and it is so very important. But it's not the whole story.
As much as I like the Bad Boys one, I kind of feel like that's what they did with the Bad
Yep.
Boys one. It was just kind of like,
Right.
I would say do it with the 04 team, but they would do it with the Brawl.
yeah,
So when and the brawl one to me was very Indiana Pacer driven.
Yeah.
I didn't care for that one as much.
It was just casual that Ben was even in it.
By the accounts of one person who's being interviewed for this, they're pretty excited about what the final product is possibly going to be. So,
Sweet.
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped about this one.
so I'm assuming it'll be out like what next summer. I would assume next fall.
They're not at liberty to say when it's going to be out yet. So
I would
we'll
assume 2
see.
hockey seasons.
We'll see.
Yeah, I'm
And
looking forward to it.
for kickoff next one, I would assume kicking off to the following one.
Right.
Because then that'll be what? Perfect 25 years? Or that'll be 20?
That was 97, so do the math.
Yeah, you'd be 23 years.
So
Nice.
But no matter what, they're in the middle of filming it, and
Filming something for it.
I'm pumped to just know that they're working on it.
Oh,
Yeah, and as am I. I'm not trying to shit on the project. I'm excited for it.
I understand your leeriness of it because it's ESPN. ESPN tends to fuck shit up, right?
Right.
Other than, like I agree with Chris, other than the 30 for 30s and the documentaries, because they take a very hands-off approach with that. Is basically they just get the rights to it and let people do their thing, which is what you need to do.
That's another one I can't wait for is the American Gladiators one.
Yes.
That's going to be sweet.
Yes.
They're doing an American Gladiators one?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Is it going to have Nitro in it?
Of course.
Yes.
I am
You
fucking...
can't have an American Gladiators 30 for 30 without Nitro.
Without
Like, come
Nitro.
on.
I'm pumped about that one, too.
Yeah, it's going to be sweet.
Like, American Gladiators was a huge part of my childhood.
I loved it.
It was the best, especially the fucking one where they were up on top with the tennis ball shotgun.
I love that.
With the tennis ball.
Oh, yeah.
that.
Cannon.
Yeah.
That was
yeah.
great.
Fucking great.
It's the only thing I ever wanted to do was shoot that cannon.
I wanted to be the guy trying to dodge the cannon and trying to shoot the guy with the cannon, like the
Right.
target. You know what I mean?
The little mini football on the end of it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Speed and agility, not my friend. Shooting cannons, my friend.
I like to joust. They're just both of them
Yeah.
are on pedestals, and just
Yep.
one gets drilled by a freaking big stick.
Not to go into the whole thing, but I used to work at a little kids' play place where they actually had an inflatable that had 2 jousts, and like the whole thing was set up where you could have the joust match.
There is an indoor play place that I have a membership to.
So we're
for
starting
my
kids
daughter.
early with CTE.
Yeah.
Sweet.
It is most likely the same one that I'm.
So my
formerly
daughter,
worked at.
Yeah, I have a membership to one where I take my daughter, and it's you got the trampolines and you got all the play place. They actually have almost a
Off of Hayes.
no,
Okay.
it's off a Hull Road, but
Okay.
but they also have like a wipeout type course that you can go through, and like the ball pit, but
Yeah.
it's like a wipeout course, and then they have the foam pit, and across it is just the balance beam, and they have joust.
Awesome.
And my daughter only gets up there and tries to balance at this point, doesn't joust anybody. But I'm going to teach her how to joust people, and I'm going to have her kicking the shit out of people.
Joe's going to teach her how to joust. Joe just wants to put his daughter up there so he can kick the shit out of her and get away with it.
I want to teach her how to kick the shit out of other people. That's what I want.
Joe's going to have his daughter up there and just be throwing cheap shots at her.
I'm gonna get my daughter lifting weights and go in there and just start wrecking people.
Nice.
Set up a gauntlet on the joust.
All right. Anything else we want to get into today, boys?
Oh, that's it from me.
All right. Tune in next week when we're going to do the NFL extravaganza. We're going to break it down for you on Tuesday and do a full first-round mock draft. Well, at least Chris and I will. Maybe all three of us, depending on how Frank decides he wants to run this.
I was going to say
he might be the moderator.
I'll probably moderate, but obviously I'll still have an opinion on a lot of it.
You might be the leader of that segment, depending on how you want to do it. But tune in next week again at 7:00. Check out all of our podcasts, your favorite podcast provider. Check out our social media like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube. Check out SOTDET.com, and there you can click on shop and buy some shit. I push it every week. Click on shop, SOTDET.com, buy some stuff.
Go get a red hoodie.
We have some. Frank's just going to keep pushing the red hoodie, man. And it is a great hoodie.
Because it's the one thing I've bought that I'm like, yup, I would buy 20 more of these things.
It is fantastic. We have some testimonials from not only Frank, but me. And then a couple of the sponsors have the red hoodies, which they love. So
And they don't even have to be red.
They don't.
Just the hoodie itself.
Yeah, the hoodie itself is
Yeah,
red.
my mom has one. She loves
Yeah.
it.
We just happen to have a lot of people who got red ones.
Got the red ones, yeah. Well, you got the red one. I like the way it looks, so I got the red one.
Yeah.
And then I got the red one for them because I just like the way it looks.
Right,
I was
that's
like,
why I say-
we're just doing red. We're going
Right.
to do red all around.
If you want to be cool, get a red one. If you want to be kind of cool, get a black one or something like that. It's cool.
Do you?
I got the gray charcoal one, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's all right too.
Yep. I do have kind of a charcoal. It's like the fleece one. I like that one, just not as much as the red one that I have. It's a different kind of hoodie though. So like for me, the fleece one
Chris
has
has the zip up too. The zip up's a beautiful
hoodie.
look.
Yep. It's fantastic. So again, check out SOTDET.com and click on shop and check out all the merchandise we have, all the things we mentioned, all the things we didn't mention, and maybe buy some SOTDET stuff. Sports on Tap. All right. On behalf of Chris and Frank, I'm Joe. We are Sports on Tap Detroit. See you next Tuesday.
And that is it for us today.
No! God, please, no!
Bye, have a great time.
No! God!
Bye, guys.
No, 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 no!
Bye, buddy.
No!
Goodbye.
No!
Goodbye.
No!
never goodbye.
You know, we've been through our ups and been through our downs.
You were meant to be here tonight.
You guys will always be in my heart.
Great moments are born from great opportunity.
I think the most important part is that we all stay together throughout.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Live. Fight like hell. The best thing I have ever done, the best thing I will ever do, is be a dad.
God, I love you guys. Mamba out.